Good morning, faculty, staff, administration, parents, and fellow students. I am Emily Bonanno.
And I am Nicole Stambro.
I'm Cindy Powers.
And I am Stacy Norman. We will be your MCs this morning.
In a few moments, it will be our privilege to introduce the class homecoming court of 2018.
Today, you will be choosing the homecoming king and queen. To help you learn more about each candidate and to help you make your decisions, the candidates have answered a few questions.
We ask that you be respectful to all the candidates as well as the audience so that everyone can hear what is being said. Please listen carefully as each candidate is introduced.
Although the court is presented as couples, you are voting for individuals. At the end of the presentation, each candidate will be holding his or her number to help you remember which person you want to make the next homecoming king and queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your homecoming court for 2018.
Mr. William Fox and Miss Aaliyah Merritt. Candidate number 1, Mr. William Fox. William Fox is a 17-year-old son of Bill and Kelly Fox. He is an executive board member for SGA, COSA member, varsity tennis player, the treasurer for Cutest for Kindness, a National Honor Society district member, and a senior class president. Will's favorite part of homecoming is the cleanup. It's always interesting to see seeing what's left behind. In the yearbook superlatives, he will be named most likely to go bowling from Strokes. After graduation, William plans to attend college with a focus in nursing, move up north, adopt 2 dogs, and just wing it from there. His advice he would give to underclassmen would be to only use the media center bathroom. Trust me, he'll thank me later. If he were stranded on an island, the 2 things he would bring with him would be an unlimited amount of chicken tenders and french fries. If they were to make a movie out of Will's life, the actor Matt Balmer would play him, and the song Only by Nicki Minaj would play in the closing credits. Finally, William would like to add to anyone who feels left out or feels like they can't be themselves, understand that high school is not forever. If you aren't yourself now, you will regret it for the rest of your life. And keep in mind that nobody's opinions matter but your own. There will always be people who love you and accept you, whether that be in the entire world or just 2 of your closest friends. Candidate number 1, Mr. William Fox.
Candidate number 2, Miss Aaliyah Merritt. Aaliyah Merritt is the 17-year-old daughter of John and Frida Merritt. Aaliyah has been a part of the Medical Academy, Advent, and CUDA-CARE. She is also a member of Interact Club, National Honor Society, Steering Committee, and is the historian for HOSA and her senior class secretary. Aaliyah's favorite high school memory would be meeting all of her best friends and making memories. In yearbook superlatives, she would get most likely to get their laugh confused with the sound of a Windex bottle when you spray it. Aaliyah plans to attend college after high school to pursue a degree in pediatric nursing. If Aaliyah had a problem and needed advice, she would go to her mama because that's her bestest friend in the whole wide world and the realest on her team. She's always honest with her, and at the end of the day, she knows her mom only has her best interest at heart. A piece of advice she would give to underclassmen would be that sometimes you just gotta have that it is what it is mindset and just let things be. Continue to keep yourself together and your life on track no matter what life hits you with. If Aaliyah were to be stranded on an island, she would bring a box of finger licking and Brianna Dixon. They might die quick, but at least she'll go out laughing and eating good food. If they were to make a movie out of Aaliyah's life, Raven Simone would play her, and Smile by Lil Duval featuring Snoop Dogg would play in the closing credits. Aaliyah would also like to add shout-outs to her best friends Brianna Dixon, Katrina Rollins, Brianna Costello, Aiden DeLong, and Gianna Burr. Love y'all to pieces. Candidate number 2, Miss Aaliyah Merritt.
Couple number 2, Mr. Ryan Larkin and Miss Devin Thomas. Candidate number 3, Mr. Riley Larkin. Riley is the 17-year-old son of Dr. Jason and Sherry Larkin. He is a varsity soccer player and also plays on a traveling team. He is also a member of the National Honor Society as well as the Medical Academy. His favorite high school memory would be the time he scored his first goal for the high school soccer team. If Riley were to receive a superlative, he would be voted most likely to get ID'd at 30. After graduation, Riley plans on attending FSU with When asked who he goes to when he needs advice, Riley answered his mom, because she would always give him an honest answer. His advice to underclassmen would be to vote him for homecoming king. If Riley was stranded on an island, the two things he would bring with him would be a sailboat and someone who knows how to sail. In a movie about Riley's life, the actor Denzel Washington would play him, and the song Heroes by Peter Gabriel would play in the closing credits. Riley would make a good candidate for homecoming king because he is sincere, determined, and has integrity. Candidate number 3, Mr. Riley Larkin.
Candidate number 4, Ms. Devin Thomas. Devin Thomas is the 17-year-old daughter of Kara and Jeff Thomas. Devin has been a part of dance for 15 years, SGA for 4 years, steering committee for 2 years, FCA for 2 years, Kudos for Kindness secretary, and is a Chisholm Elementary mentor. Devin's favorite high school memory would be sophomore year when Riker gave her the nickname of Deborah or Debbie. In yearbook superlatives, she would be most likely to hit the folks to any song. If Devin had a problem and needed advice, she would go to her mom. She always has the right thing to say and knows her better than she knows herself. A piece of advice she would give to underclassmen would be, stay true to yourself and surround yourself with people who make you happy. Devin thinks one of the greatest problems facing our country today would be young kids rely too much on technology and are missing out on the fun of their childhood. If they were to make a movie out of Devin's life, Emma Chamberlain would play her and Fergalicious would play over the closing credits. When asked what 3 traits she has that would make her a good homecoming queen, she said, because I'm humble, charismatic, and always willing to make a new friend. Candidate number 4, Ms. Devin Thomas.
Couple number 3, Mr. Miguel Menezes Moderata and Ms. Lydia Combs. Candidate number 5, Mr. Miguel Menezes Moderata.
I love you, Miguel!
Miguel is a 17-year-old son of Isabel Cristina Henderson Menezes and Gail Moderata. He is a member of the International Lesbian Honor Society. His favorite part of homecoming is dancing all night long, if you couldn't already tell from the past years of homecoming. If given a superlative, Miguel would be most likely to take his shirt off at any given moment. When asked to give advice to underclassmen, he said to be yourself and don't let others determine the path you will take or who you will be. When asked what his biggest achievement was, he said he is his own biggest achievement. If a movie were made about Miguel's life, he said his mini-me from the freshman class would play him, and any Latino song would play over the closing credits. If he ever had a problem, he would go to his brother Marcos. He said at times he may be a little crazy in his theories, but he has wisdom beyond himself. If he was stranded on an island, he would bring the love of his life, wherever that may be, in a silver-powered yacht. Finally, he would like to say, love you and thank you, Mom. Candidate number 5, Mr. Miguel Menezes.
Candidate number 6, Ms. Lydia Colon. Lydia Colon is the 17-year-old daughter of Lydia Ponce and Harvey Colon. Lydia is a part of the Show Dolls dance team, theater, and National Honor Society, and also takes dual enrollment classes. She makes her own clothes and volunteers at an after-school program for children. Lydia's favorite high school memory is performing with her dance team. Her yearbook superlative would be most fashionable. After graduation, Lydia plans to attend college where she will study psychiatry and continue dancing and performing. If Lydia ever needed advice, she would go to her mom because she would always know the right thing to do. A piece of advice she would give to the underclassmen would be that time goes by faster than you think. Have fun and make memories, but still focus on your future. If Lydia was stranded on an island, the 2 things she would bring with her would be her boyfriend Lake and food. In a movie about her life, Lydia would be played by Vanessa Hudgens, and Somewhere Only We Know would play over the closing credits. When asked what 3 traits she has that would make her a good homecoming queen, she said she's a good example to the students at her high school by being active in many extracurriculars and by volunteering in her community. She also gets along well with students and teachers and has never had discipline problems. She excels in her academics and is a part of a wide range of extracurriculars offered by her high school. Candidate number 6, Ms. Lydia Colon.
Couple number 4, Mr. Ianaj Carter. Candidate number 7, Mr. Ianaj Carter. Ianaj is the 17-year-old son of Dennis Carter. He is a varsity football player and a track and field athlete. He was ranked in the Orlando Sentinel Super 60 for the class of 2019, named Riddle Player of the Week, and named the Daytona Beach Quarterback Club Player of the Week. In the yearbook superlatives, he would be named most likely to make it pro. His favorite part of homecoming is getting to see all of his friends dressed up in different ways than he normally sees them. If Ianaj had a problem and needed advice, he would go to his big bros, Darrington, Karan, and Trevor. They always tell him what's right from wrong and never sugarcoat anything. The advice he would give to the underclassmen would be to take every year seriously. It all counts, but to always enjoy yourself. High school goes by in the blink of an eye. If stranded on an island, the two most important things he would bring with him would be a football and Zajon. If the movie were made about his life, Ianaj would be played by himself, and Congratulations by Post Malone would play in the closing credits. When asked what his biggest achievement was, he responded, making it to this point in general. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but being that kid coming from a small town in New York, where it's not likely to graduate, is a great feeling. I'm blessed. Candidate number 7, Mr. Ianaj Carter.
Candidate number 8, Ms. Julian Hinkle. 17-year-old daughter of Laura Long and Kevin Hinkle. Julia is a captain of the cross-country and track team, member of National Honor Society, junior class vice president, SGA member, and an active member of the steering committee. Her favorite high school memory is having the most incredible team who has always had her back. Cross country has been a family to her, and high school would not have been the same without them. If Julia were to receive a superlative, she would be voted most likely to be late to a time management meeting. When Julia needs advice, she goes to her mom because she knows her better than she knows herself and always seems to know exactly what to do. Advice Julia would give to underclassmen would be a leader and become your own person. It's easy to get wrapped up in everyone else, but stay true to who you are. If she were stranded on an island, she would bring her sister because she would help her stay alive and a hammock. If there were a movie made out of Julia's life, Dory from Finding Nemo would play her, and God's Plan by Drake would play over the closing credits. Julia's biggest achievement has been successfully talking her way out of 4 speeding tickets. 3 things that make her a good candidate for homecoming queen would be that she's compassionate, personable, and dedicated to our school. Candidate number 4, number 8, Ms. Julia Hinkle.
Zay plays varsity football and runs track and field. He has received quarterback, club player of the week, and first team all-area wide receiver. His favorite high school memory would be his granny getting the chance to come to his football game. In yearbook superlatives, he would get most likely to become famous. After high school, he plans to attend college on an athletic scholarship and pursue a degree in business. If Zay had a problem and needed advice, he would go to his mom because she is so understanding and she is pathetic. If they were stranded on an island, he would bring a football and Ianaj Carter. If they were to make a movie out of Zajon's life, Corbin Blue would play him, and No Falcon, like Kodak Black, would play him. His biggest achievement would be getting Spectrum's Central Florida Play of the Week 2 weeks ago. 3 things that make Zajon a great candidate for homecoming king would be his ability to make people laugh. He's very personable, and he tries his best to show that consistent hard work really does pay off. Candidate number 9, Mr. Zajon.
Ms. LaDacia Powell. LaDacia Powell is the 17-year-old daughter of James and Keisha Powell. LaDacia is a member of Steering Committee, Interact Club, NHS, the Criminal Justice Advisory Board, FCA, and Kudos for Kindness. She was a show doll officer. In yearbook superlatives, LaDacia would most likely get Never to Stop Smiling. After high school, she plans to attend the University of North Florida and begin working towards her degree in criminal justice. If LaDacia had a problem and needed advice, she would go to her older sister Nini because she has the most likely already experienced the same things and she knows she would never steer her wrong. A piece of advice she would give to underclassmen would be get involved in as much as you can. The greatest part of high school is the amazing sports, clubs, and other activities we have here. If she were to be stranded on an island, she would bring lots of pickles and hair conditioner. If they were to make a movie out of Ladashia's life, Beyonce would play her, and Young, Dumb, and Broke by Khalid would play over the closing credits. 3 things that make her a great candidate for homecoming queen would be her kindness to others, her involvement throughout the school and community, and her success in academics. Candidate number 10, Ms. Ladashia Powell.
Mr. Michael Troy Mitchell and Ms. Callie Hoots. Mr. Michael Troy Mitchell. Michael Troy Mitchell is the 17-year-old son of Mandy Coomer and Troy Mitchell. He is an Eagle Scout, has served as his church's children's pastor, is the vice president of Key Club, the parliamentarian of the National Honor Society, and the treasurer of Troop 1903. He was the junior class president and is also on track to become a National Honors Thespian. Michael's favorite part of homecoming is the loose camaraderie. For just a night, everyone has fun and dances together no matter who they are. It's odd, but it's charming. His favorite memory of high school so far was when he was cast as the lead in last year's school play. He has always done drama before, but he had never been a lead, and that whole rehearsal process was idyllic. He plans to attend medical school and attain a degree in psychiatry. He also plans to complete the book series he's been writing. If he needed advice, he would go to his grandfather, who has essentially been his mentor since he was born. To underclassmen, he says the following: stop being reluctant and move forward with the zeal of a person who knows not what failure is. You will make mistakes and you will fail sometimes, but that just helps build you as a person, to develop the skill sets you need later. Birds who are reluctant cannot leave the nest. In a movie about Michael's life, the actor Matthew Gray Gubler would play him, and the song Good to Be Alive by Andy Grammer would play over the credits. The reasons why he would make a good candidate for Homecoming King include that he has a versatile intelligence, he is genuinely empathetic, and possesses an unfaltering diligence that has helped him achieve countless goals. Candidate number 11, Mr. Michael Troy Mitchell.
Candidate number 12, Ms. Callie Hoots. 17-year-old daughter of Zachary and Selena Hoots. Callie has been a part of student government, Ocean Rescue Lifeguard, National Honor Society, Kudos for Kindness, Varsity Champion, American Auxiliary Girl State Delegate. Her favorite part of homecoming would definitely be planning and setting up for the dance the day before with her SGA family. In yearbook superlatives, she would be most likely to spend her whole paycheck on iced coffee. If Callie had a problem and needed advice, she would go to her parents because they know her better and will tell her the truth. A piece of advice she would give to underclassmen would be kind to everyone, and sometimes you just have to create your own sunshine. If Callie was stranded on an island, she would bring her dog and a yoga mat. If they were to make a movie out of Callie's life, Blake Lively would play her, and I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston would play over the closing credits. One of Callie's biggest achievements is getting second place at the swimming state championship in the 200 freestyle relay. When asked what 3 traits she has that would make her their homecoming queen, she said, "I'm kind, genuine, and carefree." Candidate number 12, Ms. Callie Hoots.
His favorite high school memory would be mudding with his friends. In yearbook superlatives, he would be most likely to become a professional heckler, in the words of Coach G. After high school, Riker hopes to be able to get the opportunity to play college football. If Riker needed any advice, he'd go to his family because they support him in everything he does. A piece of advice he would give to underclassmen would be not to stress over school too much. Just have fun and live your life, because high school only comes once and it flies by. If he were stranded on an island, he would bring his Jeep and a sombrero so his face wouldn't get burnt. If they were to make a movie out of his life, David Spade would play him, and New Paddock, Paulo Uzi, would play in the closing credits. Riker's biggest achievement would be winning the World Championship in 3-versus-3 soccer at Disney-wide World Sports. The things that make Riker a great candidate for Homecoming King would be his outgoing and funny personality, and him just being an all-around good guy. Candidate number 13, Mr. Riker Casey.
and Nicole Arietti. Hannah is a member of SGA, is the yearbook editor, and is a Kudos for Kindness Communications Ambassador. Her favorite part of homecoming would be attending the game and getting to see everybody together and happy. In yearbook superlative, she would get most likely to laugh at an inappropriate time. After high school, she plans to attend Flagler College and study audiology and education. If Hannah had a problem and needed advice, she would go to her parents because they know her better than she knows herself. A piece of advice she would give to underclassmen would be to enjoy every moment. It all goes by too fast. If she were stranded on an island, she would bring Stacy and Nicole because they make everything better. If they were to make a movie out of her life, Jennifer Aniston would play her, and Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves would play in the closing credits. 3 things that make Hannah a great candidate for homecoming queen would be her involvement within the school, her positivity, and her respectfulness towards others. Candidate number 14, Miss Hannah Arietti.